Hello everybody, I'm back again. Second video today. So I've listened to Hackney Diamonds by the Rolling Stones, and I've got to say I enjoyed it. Um, Definitely nowhere near as good as any of their classic albums. Like Let It Bleed or Exile on Main Street or Beggar's Banquet or Sticky Fingers, Satanic Majesty's Request. It's definitely not the best album they've done, but I liked it. But I've only listened to it once, so if I listen to it more, I might appreciate it more. But I wanted to get the review done, so this is just my thoughts on the album now. But it could change. But yeah, I did enjoy the album. So of course it came out yesterday. So yeah, we all know the release date, of course. And it's their first album of original compositions since A Bigger Bang from 2005, because their previous album, Blue and Lonesome from 2016, was a covers album. And of course this is the first Stones album since the death of their drummer Charlie Watts. He passed away back in 2021. But yeah, the Stones, they've been working on this album for a few years, because Charlie does appear on some of the tracks. Doesn't actually specifically say which ones, but yeah, he's on some of them, and some of the tracks also have their new drummer, Steve Jordan. And Paul McCartney also plays bass on some of the tracks as well, so it's really cool to have a Beatle playing on a Rolling Stones album. And yeah, like I said in the unboxing, I really like that album cover. So let's go through the tracks. So it begins with Angry, which was the first single to be released from this album. I listened to that when it came out and loved it. So yeah, love Angry. Get Close, pretty good ballad. Depending on You is pretty good too. Bite My Head Off is a really cool rocker. Really enjoyed that. And then we get Whole Wide World, also a really cool track. Love the guitar riff on here. I will say Keith Richards and Ronnie Wood do play some really cool riffs on this album. And as for Mick Jagger's vocals, I think he sounds good on all these tracks. Considering he's 80 now, I think his voice still sounds really good. I went to see the Stones live at Hyde Park last year, as I've said before, and they sounded great then. Mick's voice sounded fantastic. And Dreamy Skies is pretty good. Mess It Up is another good track. Live by the Sword. Great track. Driving Me Too Hard. Good. There's not any tracks on this album that I would say are bad. There's some songs on this album that I think are great, and then there's some that are just good. But there's nothing on here that I would say is bad, or there's nothing on here I don't like. But yeah, and then Tell Me Straight, which is I think that's the Keith Richards track. Yeah, his voice still sounds really good, actually. And then we get Sweet Sounds of Heaven, which is the second single released from this album. And this features Lady Gaga on guest vocal. Now, I didn't think I was going to like this, because because I'm not a Lady Gaga fan at all. You know, I'm just saying, I'm not a fan. I've got nothing against her. You know, it's just I'm not a fan of the type of her style of music. You know, that genre of music is just not my cup of tea. You know, like, you know, stuff like Taylor Swift, like Katy Perry. I just, yeah, just not for me. I used to listen to that stuff when I was a lot younger, but I don't anymore. But I was surprised. I actually really liked her vocals on this track. You know, I didn't expect I'd be saying this. You know, because on here it didn't actually sound like her. Like, she sounded like Mary Clayton, who of course did the guest vocals on "Gimme Shelter." She was basically trying to do that kind of vocal style, and yeah, I actually didn't mind her on this track. And Stevie Wonder is on here as well on piano, and yeah, Stevie Wonder's great. So yeah, I actually really liked this. I really liked this song actually. I didn't think I was gonna, but I actually really did. And then it ends with "Rolling Stone Blues," which is it's just a typical Stones blues track, but it's great. I love it. You know, it's got that. It's one of those songs. It sounded like it could have come from one of their '60s albums. So yeah. So Hackney Diamonds, while it's not the best Rolling Stones album ever, but I really enjoyed this. You know, and I will listen to it again. You know, a few more times, and I might grow to like it even more. You know, I'm hoping I will. But obviously, you know, I do like this quite a lot. And another thing that impresses me about this album is that it's not too long. Because if you think about Bigger Bang, you know, my issue with that album is it's you know, it's a bit too long. But this, you know, there's only 12 songs on here, and it doesn't feel too long. It feels just a length that a single album should be. So yeah. So if I was going to rate this, I'll rate this, as of now, I'll give it a 7 out of 10. But like I say, I'll keep listening to it more and more, and I might grow to like it even more than I do. And haven't decided where I'm going to put this in my rank, because I'm going to be ranking the Rolling Stones albums really soon. Yeah, don't know where this is going to go in the ranking. I don't know where it's going to sit, but yeah, I liked it. But what did you think of Hackney Diamonds? Let me know in the comments what you thought.